Welcome to the Danceworks Online overview. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the features of Danceworks Online, including the admin menu, account, student, class, and staff information, charges and payments, performances, which includes costumes and recitals, point of purchase, and Danceworks reporting. To begin, we'll log into Danceworks Online. You can log in either using your username or the email address associated with that username. Make sure that you've checked the box that you've reviewed and accepted the terms of use, and then click the purple login button. The first thing you'll see on Danceworks Online is the Home tab. At the top of the Home tab, you'll see links to send email, view recent updates, view your school statistics, view online payments received, view search results, and reach the Notes Manager. In the middle of the Home tab, you'll see three separate boxes. Under Find People, you can view an account list, student list, class list, or a staff list. Under Messaging, you can reach the Notes Manager or send an email. And under View Reports, you can view Danceworks Online reports for accounts, students, classes, staff, attendance, labels, statements, financial information, and also daily payments. Before you do anything in Danceworks Online, you'll want to start by setting up your school information through the admin menu. The admin menu is at the top of the screen in the purple bar. It's a drop-down menu, and for both settings and session management, you'll see menus pop up to the side. I'm going to start with the settings menu. In the settings menu, you can edit school information. That's your school name, address, phone, email address, contact information, and tax ID number. You can also edit report notes, which are preset notes that show up on every report that you print. You can print report notes for a statement, payment terms, return policy, confirmation note, registration note, receipt, coupon book, tax credit, costume confirmation, recital confirmation. You'll also set up your email by entering your email address, username and password, also your SMTP server and outgoing port number that you'll receive from your email provider. You can choose to be notified when you send an email, and you can include an automatic email signature. On the email notes screen, you'll set up preset email notes that will attach to confirmation, registration, receipt, and statements that you mail. On the school default screen, you'll set up your default registration charge, your tuition discount method, your late charge method, your statement type and format, and your receipt printing options. You can also choose to display account and student totals on your main menu. On the account default page, you'll set up some default values for accounts in Danceworks. You can set up a city, state, and some amount of the postal code. You can set up a default area code and also choose the way to display that telephone number. And you can set up your account billing frequency table, which allows you to set up multiple account billing frequencies that you can then assign to your accounts. You'll also set up an alert list that allows you to apply preset alerts to accounts, and also an account source list, which allows you to apply preset sources to new accounts. On the student default screen, you can set up some default student information, such as a list of schools that your students attend, a list of skills that you may wish them to meet, a list of doctors that your students regularly see, and also a student account fee table that will allow you to add separate fees to a student or account. You can also update recital participation, adding or removing all students from a recital. And you can also update active student data. That is the grade that they're in school, and then the years that they've been at your school. The gray box will tell you when that was last done, and you can click Update now to update that. On the class default screen, you'll set up some default values for your classes. First, you can set up tuition, length, and the maximum number of students. You can change these as you add a new class in, but these would be your default values that would show up at the first time that you add a new class. You can also choose to check for conflicts in day, time, or room with existing classes when you add a new class. And you'll set up your class room list, which allows you to give numbers, letters, colors, any sort of name to a classroom that you can then assign your classes to. You'll choose your default class sort option. That's the order in which classes sort in the class list. And you'll set up your class types. Here we've set up jazz, ballet, and tap. You can add any class type that you want and add a code for it so that you can apply that to classes. You'll also set up your class levels. Next, you'll want to set up a tuition table. You can calculate tuition by multiple methods, but you'll first choose your default tuition calculation method. You'll set up your tuition class table, your tuition time table, and you can also recalculate tuition, resetting all tuition to the default method. You can add new group codes that you can then assign to students and accounts. You can add new charge codes, along with a general ledger number, a description, a default amount, a type, and whether it's taxable or non-taxable. You can also choose whether or not to allow online payment. You'll use these charge codes when you're charging your customers. You can add in sales tax. You'll also set up your accounting link by using the drop-down menu to select your accounting program, your link to QuickBooks, and then inserting your general ledger numbers for your different accounts. You'll also use credit card setup if you process with our credit card processor PowerPay. You'll insert your username, password, and merchant number that you'll receive from PowerPay. Check the boxes to allow these credit cards to be accepted. Set your maximum charge amount, and then type in your return policy. You'll also set up users and passwords for your school. We recommend that you give each person who has access to Danceworks a unique username and password. When you set up a new username, you'll choose the permissions for what that user can access. You'll also set up school policies. You have the option of 4 school policies that your customers will have to read and agree to before they use the customer access portal. And finally, you can access your customer access settings. This includes the general login screen link, your new account login screen link, your first time login for an existing account link, the link to display your school's class list, and the temporary password that your customers will be given the first time that they set up an account with your studio. You can also set your customer access display options, your menu entry visibility, and the item visibility and customer ability to edit. You'll choose whether you want your account notes to be displayed, and you'll choose whether you want to display full classes and allow registration for them. You'll also enter your registration confirmation text. Again, you'll check the boxes for what credit cards you accept, and then you'll choose whether or not you require a valid credit card before your customers can register with you. Also in the Admin tab is a Session Management menu. You can add a session, switch to a different session, edit a session, clear data from a session, or delete a session from this menu. Under Session Management is the Send Email link. Once you've set up email in Danceworks in your Settings menu, you can send email directly through Danceworks. You can use this screen to select email recipients, either from accounts, parents, students, classes, group codes, or staff. And once you've chosen your email recipients, you'll enter a subject, attach a file if necessary, type in your message, add your preloaded signature, and send your message directly through Danceworks. You can also use Danceworks to transfer to QuickBooks. This will allow you to export a file that you'll then import into QuickBooks. The QuickBooks transfer gives you your QuickBooks transfer history and allows you to choose a date range for the QuickBooks transfer that you'll be doing at that time. You can also view school statistics from the Admin menu. School statistics is a rundown for a specific session of your receivables and income, your account and student data, the number of active students taking a certain number of classes. Gives you a projected tuition summary, and list your classes by type and level. The Daily Payments Report allows you to view and print a PDF, export to Excel, or export to Word, a report of all payments received in that particular day. The Daily Payments Report only runs on the particular day that you're in, so if you want to run the Daily Payments Report daily, you'll want to make sure you run it every single day. If you already have school data in a spreadsheet, you can save that spreadsheet as a CSV file, and you can import it directly into Danceworks. You can also clear school data from Danceworks. This will clear and reset data from your entire school. This can't be undone, so you'll want to make sure that you're absolutely certain that you want to clear and reset all of the data before you actually do so. Alright, now we're going to start with account, students, classes, and staff information. You reach accounts by clicking the Accounts tab from the main menu, and you'll see an account list. If you want to add a new account, choose Add Account. To access an existing account, click on the account name, and you'll see the account information. Any field that's gray is not currently editable, but if you see fields that are gray and you want to make edits there, find the Edit button down in the lower right-hand portion of that part of the screen, and click on Edit, and you'll see that those boxes turn white. Once the boxes turn white, you can click in them and delete or change any information that you want to. When you're ready to save those changes, click Save Changes. The account information screen includes the account name, address, phone, email, parent names, and cell phone numbers. The account status, the date that the account was added to Danceworks. The account number, the account balance, last payment amount and date. The account source and alert code if applicable. The tuition calculation and the billing frequency. It also includes a list of students, of assigned group codes, of notes that have been added to the account, of emergency contact information, and of credit card information if you've saved that. From the account screen, you can also print or email a confirmation, a registration, a statement, and a policy agreement. At the top of the Accounts tab, you'll see that you can also access account transactions. These are all transactions from that account. And from the Account Transactions screen, you can enter a charge and payment, enter a charge, enter a payment, enter a credit, enter a refund, print a receipt, or apply all open payments and credits to open charges. The Account Contacts page includes contact information for Parent 1 and Parent 2. The Enter Charge and Payment page allows you to enter a combined charge and payment at the same time, enter the entire transaction. The Enter Charge screen allows you to enter a charge on that account. The Enter Payment screen allows you to enter a payment for that account. And the Enter Refund screen allows you to enter a refund for that account. You can access student information either directly from the account by clicking on the student name, or by clicking the Students tab on the main menu and then clicking on the student name. The student information screen will show you the student's name and contact information, their school, grade, birthday, and age. It will allow you to go to the account by showing you some of the account information, that's the parent names and the name on the account. It will also show you the student status, that's active, inactive, or prospect, their registration date, the associated account number, and the student number, the year the student started at your school, and the number of years they've been there, the tuition calculation method. As we scroll down the student screen, you'll see a pink menu with a list of links. The first one is for classes. You display classes, the classes that the students enrolled in for a certain session, using the drop-down menu to select that session. You can see what classes they're in, and by clicking the purple Enroll button, you can enroll that student in more classes. The Waitlist tab shows a list of classes that the student is on the wait list for. The Groups menu shows assigned group codes. By using the drop-down menu, you can add a group code to that student. Notes shows notes that have been added to the student screen. The Emergency tab shows emergency contact information. The Medical tab shows students' doctors that you've added, any allergy information or other medical information. Skills tab shows a list of skills that the student has accomplished, the date, and any comments that have been added when that skill was added. The history shows the classes that the student has been enrolled in the past. And the class card allows you to print a card with a certain number of uses on it. This will show the number of uses left on the card and the expiration date and the classes that you've associated with the card. The Costumes tab shows the student's measurements and also any costumes that have been assigned to that student. And the Attendance tab shows a history of student attendance that's been recorded. Also at the top of the Students tab, if you click the Enroll Student link, you'll be able to enroll this student in classes. You'll use the drop-down menu to select your session, and then click the pink Enroll button to enroll that student in whatever class they've chosen. You see that the classes themselves have links associated with them, and clicking on a link will take you to that class information page. If you want to reach the class information page from the class list, select the Classes tab on the main menu, and then use the drop-down menu to select your session. And you'll see a list of classes. To select that class, click on the class description, and you'll see the class information. You'll see the type, level, description, ages, average age, number of students enrolled, maximum size, and number of students on the wait list. You'll see other information including the room, day, starting and ending time, tuition amount, and class key. Also the teacher and any assistants who've been assigned to the class. You can also check the box to disallow students from registering for the class online. And at the bottom of this class information, you'll see a button that allows you to apply a charge to an entire class, credit an entire class, add a group code to an entire class. You can enter attendance and print attendance right from this class screen. And at the bottom of the menu, you'll see some more links, including a class roster that shows the students who are in the class. Also allows you to enroll students directly from this screen. You can also email accounts and students that are enrolled in the class. You'll see a wait list that shows you the number of students on the wait list, their name, the account name, the telephone number, and any notes you've made. You'll see class notes that you have added through Danceworks, and if you check this box, those class notes will be visible to customers. You'll see measurements for your class, where you can add an entire class's measurements in at one time. You'll see costumes that have been assigned to class, and also a purple button that allows you to assign a costume to a class. You'll see recital information, including the recital songs and the songs that are scheduled in particular recitals if you've set up your recitals. And then you'll see class requirements, where you can set up the requirements to be enrolled in a certain class and choose to make that visible to the customer. On the Staff tab, you'll see a list of staff that you've entered for your school. You can sort them by type, first or last name or phone number, and you can access staff information by clicking on the staff member's name. You'll see the staff information includes the staff name, contact information, including email address. It also includes the type of staff member they are, the available days that they're available to work, and their social security number. Down at the bottom of the screen, the Staff tab allows you to see a class list. That's a list of classes associated with that teacher. You use the drop-down menu to change the session, and you'll see the class information for the class that's assigned to that teacher. You'll see staff notes. You can also view your staff hours and add a time card entry, and then you can also add qualifications for your staff. The Charges and Payments tab provides a way for you to post tuition, account, and late charges. Also post credit card payments, close out credit card payments, and apply all of your open payments to your open charges. We start with post tuition charges. Post tuition charges allows you to choose an account billing frequency, tuition posting date, a tuition charge description. It allows you to apply prior open payments and credits to that charge, allow accounts to pay the charge online, and also include a student fee or an account fee with the tuition posting. When you're ready to post tuition, you'll click the Post Tuition button, and your tuition will post to all of the accounts that you've chosen for the billing frequency that you've chosen. You can post account charges by selecting a date and a charge code, entering a charge description, an amount, and you can choose who to apply this charge to before you post that charge. You can click on the Post Late Charges link to post late charges. And again, you'll choose your billing frequency, your late charge posting date, your description. You'll include open charge types, and then post that charge. Click Post Credit Card Payments to post credit card payments. You'll see a list of accounts with credit cards on file in this grid, and then you can select your charge type, your date range, whether or not you're charging recurring billing accounts, and then click Process Cards to process those credit cards through PowerPay. And the Closeout Credit Card Payments screen allows you to export your credit card closeout report to Excel. You can view your settlement details, your settlement history, and also your voice authorization. The Performances tab allows you to manage costumes and recitals. We'll start with costumes. The Costumes tab allows you to enter vendor information, you view a vendor's information, name, contact information, the customer number, sales tax, the order date, the required date, and the picture date that you've set up. You can also set up a costume number size table, costume letter size table, costume boys size table, and any vendor notes. On the costumes page, you can also add or edit a costume for a particular vendor. By entering the costume name and information, adding a costume size table, and assigning that costume to girls and boys, girls only, or boys only, setting a maximum size, and then the cost for that costume and the price that you'll charge for that costume. You can also enter student measurements by class by selecting a class from the class list and entering student measurements in the grid. You can assign costumes to a class or a student or a group of students from a class. You can edit costume sizes so that the student's size might differ from their measurement. You can post costume charges You can choose to post those by costume vendor, or by class. And you can also view your costume reports from this tab. Also on the Performances tab is the Recitals tab. From the Recitals tab, you can view a list of current recitals that you've saved to Danceworks. You can also add a new recital. Once you've added a current recital, you can work with that recital by clicking the Load button to load the recital. And once you've loaded a recital, you can then work with the recital schedule. You'll see a list of available classes that you can add to the recital, and you'll see a list of classes that you have scheduled in the recital that you can then move up and down to tailor your recital to your needs. You can also set your costume change criteria to give your students a certain number of songs in which to change their costumes. You can also set rehearsal and picture dates for your recital by scheduling a date for the recital pictures and a date for the dress rehearsal. And you can also view your recital reports from this Performances tab. The Point of Purchase tab allows you to manage your point of purchase information. You'll start with your point of purchase setup, where you'll choose your sales receipt type, default payment type, excess payment option, item discount type, and discount percent or amount. You can add your receipt header and footer. You can also manage your vendors by adding a new costume vendor or product vendor, or by viewing your vendor information, which will include your vendor name, the vendor contact information for the vendor, your customer number, sales tax, the order date, required date, and picture date of costume vendors. You can also see vendor notes at the bottom of the page and click the edit button to add notes yourself. You can also manage your inventory by adding or copying or editing items on your product list, or deleting them if you find you no longer need them. You can also receive and issue inventory if your inventory list in Danceworks does not match the amount in your store. You can also run inventory reports. From the Manage Inventory tab, you can also access your inventory setup, which will allow you to create a department list, a style list, a size list, and a color list that you can then apply to your inventory items as you add them to inventory. And you can also view a vendor list. In the Point of Purchase tab, you can also manage invoices. You can reprint invoices if you need to reprint them. You can also delete them if you find that you no longer need those invoices. And finally, you can make a sale. You can select your account, select your product, and enter a payment and make your sale. Danceworks also offers a number of reports for accounts, students, classes, staff, attendance, labels, statements, and financial reports. And on each of these report screens, you can choose your report options and then view or print a PDF, export to Excel, or export to Word. And as with all of our Danceworks reports, that will create an electronic document that you can save to your computer or print in hard copy. can choose account reports, student reports, class reports, staff reports, attendance reports, labels, statements, financial reports, and also from the reporting tab you can view that daily payments report that we talked about earlier. You can also view and process registrations from Danceworks. This will view and process pending online registrations that your customers have put in through the customer access link. And you can view registrations for a specific session. Choose the order and the format. You can print and view that order of registrations. You can process a registration by clicking the Process button. And activating an account to take it from prospect, as you see here, to active. You can print or email a confirmation or statement. And if they've added students who've registered online, you can scroll down and enroll those students in classes. And once you've processed all of your students, Danceworks will tell you that all of the students have been processed and the account will be marked as processed. And that will now appear in your account list as an active account. From anywhere in Danceworks, you can also use the Search tab at the upper right-hand side of the purple bar to search for account information, student information, class information, and also staff information. And this will let you know as you scroll through. You can select accounts. You can also reach the account transaction screen, enter a charge or enter a payment. You can see student information or enroll a student. You can view classes and enter attendance, and you can also view staff information. If at any time you need help using Danceworks, you can use the links under the Help tab to access our searchable knowledge base or submit a support ticket. And when you've completed your work in Danceworks and you're ready to exit, click the Logout link, and that will log you out of Danceworks. So this concludes our overview of Danceworks Online. Please let us know if you have any further questions or need more information about working with Danceworks.